students are still coming. Let me admit them first. Okay, class 10, I want to, first of all, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all of you. Hope you all will be fine and staying safe at home. You must be taking care of yourself and your family members as well. Beta, I hope you people have noticed the revised timetable, and you must have noticed this thing that now your class will be of 40 minutes. Okay, so after 40 minutes, this class will be discontinued. So you all are supposed to attend your class according to the given timings. And let's move towards the today's lecture. What are we going to study today? Okay, first of all, today is our lecture number 4, and the date is 22nd of June 2020. Today is our lecture number 4 and date is 22nd of June 2020. Students are joining me. Those who have joined me, just join me with a good morning and Assalamu alaikum. You all must have noticed your revised timetable. You must have noticed your revised timetable. Now your class will be of 40 minutes. Okay? Okay. So today is our lecture number 4 of English literature and date is 22nd of June 2020. What are we going to study today? Let's see. Okay, obviously as in my previous lectures as well, I had told you that you should have a pen, pencil, a rough copy and your book with you. So please, if you don't have your rough copy and book with you, kindly grab your book and rough copy with you quickly and start copying down the important notes of today's lecture. So, what are we going to study today? Today, we are going to read lesson number. Today is our lesson number 4, and lesson is professions. Okay, let me confirm in the book as well the number of your lesson. Sorry, it's lesson number 3. I am wrong. Today is our lesson number 3 and it's profession. Those who have just joined me, good morning and assalamu alaikum beta. Hope you all have noticed your revised timetable. Now your English class will be of, sorry, not only English, your every class will be of 40 minutes now. So today is our lecture number 4 and lesson number 3, professions. Kanyal, I have told you beta, last Saturday we did English language and rest of the days we did English literature. Now in the same way we will follow but on Friday we will do the lecture of English language and rest of the days we will study English literature. Okay, kindly note down your timetable. According to the timetable, the last class of the week will be your English language class. Okay, the last class will be last day of the week will be your English language day and rest of the days will be your English literature. Now, your English classes are on Monday, Wednesday and Thursday. So it means that Thursday will be your English language day and Monday and Wednesday will be your English literature days. Class 10, I am repeating once again beta. Thursday will be your English language class and rest of the days will be your English literature class. So today is our English literature class and what is the lesson that we are going to read today? It's lesson number We and Professions is the name, and pages are page number 7 and 8. I hope you must have purchased your books till now. Kindly open page number Kindly open page number 7. The lesson that we are going to study is professions. Okay, in this lesson, we are going to study two professions. Okay, the first one is teaching, and second one is fishing. I'm again repeating, we are going to study two professions in this lesson today. One is teaching and second one is fishing. So let's start reading now. Acha. Beta, I have made a slide for the meanings of difficult words as well, and I want you to see that slide first so that you may know the meanings of difficult words first. Then it will be easier for you to understand the reading and explanation. So first of all, we are going to know the meanings of the difficult words. Okay. In the meanwhile, students are also joining in the class. Let me admit them as well. Okay. Nisha, can you hear me, beta? Kindly check your sound settings. Hurry up, beta, hurry up, because everybody is saying that they are able to hear me. Only you are here that you cannot hear me. Beta, check your sound settings and do let me know. Hurry up, beta. Okay. So now, first of all, the meanings of difficult words. Sacred, sacred means holy, और उर्दू में अगर हम कहें तो it means मुकद्दस. Enshrine, enshrine means to preserve, किसी चीज को महफूज कर लेना. Divine, divine means directly from God, अल्लाह की तरफ से. Par excellence means the best, being the best, बेमिसाल, बेहतरीन. Strive means to devote serious efforts, किसी चीज के लिए कोशा होना, सर तोड़ मेहनत करना. Okay. Revering means worthy of great honor, means अजीम, बहुत ज़्यादा इज्जत वाला. Inscribe means to write or to engrave. Decree means an order. Ponder means to think. Incorporate means to blend or combine thoroughly. Offshore means at a distance from the shore, यानी कि साहिल से थोड़ा फासले पे होना. Manure. Manure means material that fertilizes land. Byproducts means something that is produced during the production or destruction of something else. In Urdu, we can say that कि जब आप किसी एक चीज़ की प्रोडक्शन कर रहे होते हैं या उसकी डिस्ट्रक्शन कर रहे होते हैं और उस दौरान कोई और प्रोडक्ट प्रोड्यूस हो जाता है, इट इज़ कॉल्ड बाय प्रोडक्ट. Spoilt means ruined, damaged, तबाह बर्बाद हो जाना. Reverence means a gesture of respect, यानी कि इज्जत वाला, अजीम. Okay, is it clear? Nisha, can you hear me now, beta? Visam, can you hear me now? Kindly reply, beta. Okay, so what is next? Obviously, we are going to read it now. First of all, reading an explanation of the lesson. Okay, one Sindhi word for teacher is athun. Kindly listen it very carefully. Pay your attention and devotion towards the reading and explanation of the lesson. This reading and explanation of the lesson is very much important because it can be given to you in form of fill in the blanks. It can be given to you in the form of MCQs. It can be given to you in the form of you can say that uh, like in any form in your paper it can be given to you, which is very important for you to learn and to understand. Okay, you all know that according to the format, according to the pattern of your paper, fill in the blanks and MCQs are given to you. Even they can be given to you in the form of short note as well. So don't take reading and explanation of the lesson very non-seriously. Okay, so let's back towards the reading and explanation of the lesson. One Sindhi word for teacher is Akhund. Okay, it means that in Sindhi, teacher is known as Akhund as well. It comes from a Persian word Khandan, which means to read. I'm repeating that a Sindhi word for teacher is Akhund, which came from a Persian word Khandan, and its meaning is to read. It is said that God writes his law on the hearts of men, and a teacher is one who can read what he writes on the human heart. Okay, it means that Allah has written, God has written his laws on hearts of human. अल्लाह ताला ने इंसान के दिलों पे कवानीन लिख डाले हैं. And only the teacher has that ability to understand and to read those laws and to understand the meanings of those laws. Okay, this message is a reflection of God's words found on sacred writings as well as enshrined in the work of creation, all of which came from the divine command. Okay, basically, God has written his laws on the human hearts, and these laws are basically divine command, means these laws are basically came from Allah. These are holy laws, these are sacred writings, and Allah has blessed a teacher only to understand the meanings of those laws and to enable the students to work according to those laws. If I tell you in Urdu, it means that Allah ताला ने अपने कवानीन, अपने अहकामात इंसान के दिलों पे लिखे हैं, और ये वो अहकामात हैं जो हमारे लिए बहुत मुक़द्दस हैं. और सिर्फ अल्लाह ताला ने एक उस्ताद को ही ये अहमियत, ये रुतबा दिया है कि वो इन अहकामात के मतलब को समझ सकता है, और उस्ताद एक तालिब इल्म को इस काबिल करता है कि वो अपने आप को इन अहकामात के मुताबिक ज़िंदगी गुजारने पे मजबूर कर दे. Hence, a teacher is a reader par excellence. It means the teacher is the best. Teacher एक बेमिसाल है हमारे लिए. One who fulfills God's command expressed in the first word of the revelation, वही which says read. अच्छा, उस्ताद जो है वो बेमिसाल रीडर है, बेमिसाल है, जिसकी कोई मिसाल इस दुनिया में नहीं मिलती. और ये उस्ताद वो हस्ती है जो अल्लाह ताला ने वही नाजिल की थी, पहली वही इकरा के नाम से, जिसका मतलब है पढ़. अल्लाह ताला ने उस्ताद के अंदर ये कहना चाहिए कि एक ख़ास खूबी पैदा कर दी है कि वो इस वही टू रीड इकरा, जिसका मतलब है उस वही के मतलब को समझता है और उस मतलब के मुताबिक तालिब इल्मों को ढालता है कि वो अपने आप को अल्लाह ताला के अहकामात के मुताबिक इस दुनिया में चलाते हैं. The teacher is one who knows how to read God's words, be it written on the human heart or the holy book or in nature. अल्लाह ताला ने इंसान को, उस्ताद को ये रुतबा बख्शा है कि वो इस मतलब को समझ सकता है, उन अजीम अहकामात को समझ सकता है जो कुरान पाक में लिखे गए हैं, जो नेचर यानी कि कुदरत में लिखे गए हैं, या जो इंसानी दिलों पे लिखे गए हैं. Hence, our own language possesses a word ahun, which is the best expression of a teacher's status and dignity. Such a high position requires that the teacher strive to be more and more worthy of it. This a teacher does by cultivating several personal and professional qualities. This explains why people in the East have always had a very high regard for teachers, revering them as holy. अच्छा, अब इंसान को उस्ताद के का जो रुतबा मिला है, अल्लाह ताला ने जो उस्ताद का रुतबा एक दे दिया है इंसान को, वो इतना मुक़द्दस रुतबा है कि उस स्टेटस को परस्यू करने के लिए उस स्टेटस को कंटिन्यू करने के लिए और उस स्टेटस को प्रूव करने के लिए कि भाई ये एक मुकद्दस रुतबा है या मुकद्दस प्रोफेशन है। अब वो उस्ताद स्ट्राइव करता है, मेहनत करता है, सर तोड़ मेहनत करता है, किस चीज़ के लिए? ताकि वो इस प्रोफेशन के लिए वर्दी हो सके, ताकि वो इस प्रोफेशन को प्रूव कर सके कि अल्लाह ताला ने अगर मुझे एक रुतबा दे दिया है, एक उस्ताद होने का स्टेटस से ब्लेस कर दिया है, तो उस स्टेटस को प्रूव करने के लिए जो उस्ताद है वो सर तोड़ मेहनत करता है और स्ट्राइव करता है उसको मजीद बेहतरीन करने के लिए। To polish his personal and professional qualities, teacher works hard. Teacher strive vigorously to prove himself the best one. Okay? इसीलिए ईस्ट में यानी कि मशरिक में टीचर्स को बहुत ज़्यादा हाई रिगार्ड किया जाता है। टीचर्स को रिवियरिंग देम एज अ होली मीन्स टीचर्स को मुकद्दस होने के जैसी अहमियत दी जाती है, रिस्पेक्ट दी जाती है। The first and most important quality of a teacher is that he or she loves and appreciates the profession. सबसे पहली और अहम क्वालिटी ये है कि टीचर अपने इस प्रोफेशन को बहुत पसंद करता है और उसको अप्रिशिएट करता है। He must prefer the welfare and progress of the students and keep their interest in the first place. So, उस्ताद अपने तालिब इल्मों की भलाई को सबसे पहले रखता है और उनका इंटरेस्ट क्या है, उनकी दिलचस्पी क्या है, सबसे पहले उसको सामने रखता है। He or she has an awe and respect for human beings. He or she deals with wonders of nature with reverence, since they have come into being by divine decree. They ponder over the sacred writings, which tell us the meaning of life and the way to live it fully. No other work could please them better. Being a teacher, it's the responsibility and duty of a teacher to understand and know the meaning of the laws written on the hearts of the students, on the hearts of the people, and give them importance also, and to strive vigorously to understand their meanings and to enable the students to move according to the laws written on the hearts of human by Allah. तो बेहतरीन और सबसे पहली क्वालिटी स्टूडेंट की ये है कि टीचर जो है वो स्टूडेंट्स की भलाई को सबसे पहले रखता है, इंटरेस्ट को सबसे पहले रखता है। उसके बाद एन अदर नेसेसरी क्वालिटी ऑफ अ टीचर इज थर्स्ट फॉर नॉलेज। काइंडली इसको बहुत गौर से सुनिए बेटा, लिसन वेरी केयरफुली। थर्स्ट फॉर नॉलेज का मतलब ये है इल्म की प्यास, यानी कि ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे एक चीज़ आती है तो बस मैं वहाँ पे फुल स्टॉप लगा दूंगी और मैं आगे सीखने से अपने आप को रोक दूंगी। नो, being a teacher, I should have a thirst for knowledge. मेरे अंदर इल्म की प्यास होनी चाहिए कि फर्दर मैं मजीद नई नई चीज़ें सीखती रहूँ। Before teaching others to read, they must themselves know how to read. आपको बताने से पहले मुझे खुद पता होना चाहिए कि मुझे क्या पढ़ना है और कैसे पढ़ना है। The best teachers are always those who remain students forever. बेहतरीन उस्ताद वो हैं जो खुद अपने आप को हमेशा एक तालिब इल्म समझते हैं। बेटा, आई ऑलवेज टोल्ड यू इन क्लास एज वेल कि we should never underestimate ourselves, and we never say these things कि भाई मैं तो परफेक्ट हूँ किस चीज़ में। नो, once you think that you are perfect, उस दिन आपका लर्निंग प्रोसेस खत्म हो जाएगा। एक टीचर को भी हमेशा अपने आप को स्टूडेंट समझना चाहिए और स्टूडेंट ही रहना चाहिए। दिस इज कॉल्ड थर्स्ट फॉर नॉलेज। They are humble enough to learn from any and everyone, even those younger or less gifted than themselves. This is why they drink deeply from the sources of truth, beauty, and goodness. अच्छा, sometimes ऐसा होता है कि आप किसी अपने छोटे से या कम पढ़े लिखे से कोई ऐसी चीज़ सीख लेते हैं जो आपको पहले से पता नहीं होती, तो इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आपकी उस दिन कोई इंसल्ट हो गई है या आप अपने आप को बुरा समझने लगे, कमतर समझने लगे, नहीं। इट डजेंट मैटर कि आप कोई नई चीज सीख रहे हो अपने किसी यंगर वन से या किसी कम पढ़े लिखे से। क्यों? क्योंकि आपने हमेशा स्टूडेंट ही समझना है अपने आप को, चाहे आप नई चीज अपने किसी छोटे से सीखें या किसी कम पढ़े लिखे से सीखें। A very important quality of a teacher is that he or she not only strives to know that what is good and beautiful but also seeks to incorporate these in life। सिर्फ ये नहीं सीखना कि क्या अच्छा है और क्या बुरा, बल्कि उस पढ़े हुए को अपनी जिंदगी में भी शामिल करना है। इनकॉर्पोरेट का मीनिंग मैंने आपको वर्ड्स मीनिंग में बताया था, जो ब्लेंड थॉरली, यानी कि उसको अपनी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में शामिल करना, टू प्रैक्टिस इट। They practice what they preach. After the examples of the prophet of God, who taught by the words in the holy book as well as by his deeds in everyday life. Acha, what are the important qualities of a teacher? Number one, he is the reader par excellence. Number two, he gives preference to the interest of the students and to the welfare of the students. Number three, thirst of knowledge. Number four, he on incorporates in his daily life what he studies. Number five, what he reads, he practice in his daily life. Okay, I'm repeating teachers qualities. ये क्वेश्चन आता है आपको बेटा। Number one, he is the reader par excellence. Number two, he strives vigorously for the thirst of knowledge. Number three, he incorporates his readings in his daily life. Number four, he gives importance to the welfare and well-being of the students. This is all about profession teaching. Now comes fishing. About three-fourths of our earth is covered with water. The rivers and oceans of the world are full of fishes. These fishes are an important source of our food, and millions of people are engaged in catching fish. This is not just a hobby, but an occupation and a flourishing trade. The fishermen sometimes work individually in their small boats and sometimes work together on large boats with machinery needed to catch fish from deep waters. They stay at sea for days and even weeks and return with tons of fish. These ships have proper arrangements for storing the fish so that catch is not spoiled before reaching the market. Catch means fish. जो उन्होंने पकड़ा होता है उसको स्टोर करने के लिए स्पेशल अरेंजमेंट्स होते हैं उनके पास, ताकि मार्केट पहुंचने से पहले जो कुछ उन्होंने कैच किया है इन फॉर्म ऑफ फिश वो स्पॉइल ना हो जाए। ओके, the fishermen of Pakistan also engage in both kinds of fishing, inland or freshwater fishing. No, inland or freshwater fishing and sea or marine fishing. Now keep it in your mind. There are two types of fishing done in Pakistan. The first one is inland or freshwater fishing, and the second one is sea or marine fishing. I am repeating, there are two types of fishing done in Pakistan. One is inland fishing or freshwater fishing, and the second one is sea or marine fishing. Freshwater fish are caught from rivers, streams, canals, lakes, and ponds. This is done with nets of various sizes. These fishermen sometimes need no boats at all. The fish caught from freshwater are usually small but tastier. They are sold locally as well as sent to the nearby towns. Okay, फ्रेश वाटर फिश या इनलैंड फिशिंग कैसे होती है? ये होती है केनाल्स, पॉन्ड्स, रिवर्स, स्ट्रीम्स, और ये खाने में भी बहुत टेस्टी होती है। Marine fishing is done in the Arabian Sea along the coast. In fishing season, boats of all sizes go out, face the dangers of the sea, and catch fish. Sometimes the weather turns rough without any warning. These boats are then at the mercy of the storms against which they are quite helpless. अच्छा, inland fishing or freshwater fishing is done in ponds, streams, rivers, canals. जबकि marine fishing is done in the Arabian Sea along the coast और इसके लिए fishermen को बहुत दिनों तक समंदर में रहना होता है and there sometimes weather turns out so rough without any warning and then these fishermen and these boats are at the mercy of weather without any help. ये माहीगीर जब समंदरों में मछली पकड़ने जाते हैं तो वहाँ पे कई कई दिन गुजारते हैं और कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि मौसम इतना खतरनाक हो जाता है, तूफान आ जाता है और फिर ये बेचारे उस मौसम पे ही डिपेंड कर रहे होते हैं बगैर किसी हेल्प के. ओके, the government is now taking keen interest in improving and modernizing the fish industry. Fishermen are given loans to buy bigger and better boats or trawlers so that they can go farther from the shore and fish in deeper waters. Fishing nets of good quality are being made available at low prices. Fish harbors and fish markets are being set up. Weather stations have been built along the coast and on offshore islands to warn the fishing boats of storms. Some boats are now also fitted with wireless receivers. A fisheries training institute and a fisheries technological laboratory have also been established at Karachi. Several byproducts are obtained from fish. अच्छा, पहले तो हम ये बात करें कि गवर्नमेंट ने क्या स्टेप लिए हैं फिशिंग इंडस्ट्री को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए. सबसे पहले तो अब फिशरमैन को लोन्स दिए जा रहे हैं ताकि वो बेहतरीन क्वालिटी की फिश बोट्स खरीद सकें या ट्रॉलर्स खरीद सकें. ट्रॉलर्स क्या होता है? ट्रॉलर इज ऑल्सो काइंड ऑफ अ बिगर बोट विद बेटर फैसिलिटीज. नंबर वन, fishermen are now given loans to buy better quality of boats. Number two, fishermen are now given better qualities of nets. Okay. Number three, most of the boats are now having wireless receivers मौजूद है ताकि उनको वहाँ पे मौसम के हाल के मुताबिक उनको आगाह किया जा सके. उसके अलावा वेदर स्टेशंस हैव बीन बिल्ट अलोंग द कोस्ट. साहिल के साथ साथ मौसम का हाल बताने के लिए भी स्टेशंस बना दिए गए हैं. एंड फिशरीज ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट भी कराची में बनाया गया है जहाँ पे एक लेबोरेटरी भी मौजूद है और ये हेल्प कर रही है फिशिंग प्रोफेशन को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए. ओके, तो अच्छा, what are the byproducts that we obtain by this profession? Several byproducts are obtained from fish. For example, glue, manure. Manure एक फर्टिलाइजर का नाम है जो लैंड को एनरिच करने के लिए, सॉइल को एनरिच करने के लिए इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. एंड लिवर ऑयल, हम सबको पता है मछली का तेल, फिश लिवर ऑयल बेहतरीन तेल है, बहुत से फायदे हैं, विटामिन भी हैं इसके अंदर. इसके अलावा इसके और भी बहुत से फायदे हैं. Fishing is one of our most important industries, but chemical waste and all oil thrown in the rivers and the seas are causing damage to the fresh water and marine life. अच्छा बेटा, आप लोगों को दो तरह से क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. एक क्वेश्चन है what are the dangers to marine fishing. अगर ये क्वेश्चन आएगा तो इसका आंसर ये है कि डेंजर्स एक तो ये है कि the fishermen are at the mercy of weather and storms. और एक और क्वेश्चन आपको आता है व्हाट आर द डेंजर्स टू मैरीन लाइफ. मैरीन लाइफ क्या है? जो समंदर के नीचे रहने वाली दुनिया है जिसमें मछलियां हैं और इसके अलावा और बहुत सी क्रिएचर्स हैं जो अल्लाह ताला ने पैदा किए हैं. उनको क्या डेंजर है? उनको डेंजर ये है कि ये जो केमिकल वेस्ट और ऑयल समंदरों में, दरियाओं में डाल दिया जाता है, ये इन मैरीन लाइफ को डेंजर करता है और इस वजह से बहुत सी मछलियाँ और इसके अलावा बहुत सी क्रिएचर जो समंदर के नीचे रह रही हैं वो मर जाती हैं. फौजिया बेटा, मैं दोबारा इसलिए नहीं बता सकती कि अब आपकी 40 मिनट्स की क्लास है. आई कांट टेल यू अगेन बेटा. You can watch my recordings on YouTube. Don't worry. Everything will be available to you there. Don't worry at all. Just subscribe my channel and watch all my recordings on my channel. Okay. What we have read today. Important points to learn. Number one, you all should know the meaning of ahun. Ahun is basically a Sindhi word, okay, which means Aisha Adnan is the name of my channel. I upload all the links on Google Classroom. Kindly be in contact with the Google Classroom. Google Classroom के साथ in touch रहिए. मैं तमाम रिकॉर्डिंग्स के लिंक्स वहाँ अपलोड करती हूँ और इस लेक्चर के बाद बेटा आपका लिंक अपलोड हो जाएगा. You will just directly click on the link and watch the recordings. So what is the importance about today's lecture? First of all, you all are supposed to learn the meanings of ahun, qualities of a teacher, modes of fishing. There are two modes of fishing. First one is marine, inland or freshwater fishing, and second one is marine fishing. Dangers of marine fishing kya hai? Number one, fishermen are at the mercy of storms and weather. They feel helpless over there. Nobody is there to inform them about the condition of weather. What are the dangers to marine life? Marine life को dangers क्या होते हैं? All the chemicals which are thrown in the rivers or seas, they are dangerous for them. They die because of these dangerous and poisonous waste materials and oils. What are the important steps taken by the government to improve the fishing industry? हम पढ़ चुके हैं जिसमें ये है कि no I will mark it now, जिसमें एक ये है कि जी बेटर क्वालिटी ऑफ नेट्स दिए जा रही हैं, बेटर क्वालिटी ऑफ आपको बोट्स दिए जा रहे हैं, वायरलेस सिस्टम अटैच किया जा रहा है बोट्स के साथ. इसके अलावा एक वेदर स्टेशन बनाए जा रहे हैं हार्बर्स पर, शोर्स पर, और फिशरीज ट्रेनिंग इंस्टीट्यूट भी सेट किया जा रहा है यहाँ पर ताकि फिशिंग इंडस्ट्री को मजीद इम्प्रूव किया जा सके. I hope today's lesson is clear to you. Acha, see these idioms. These are the idioms which are given at the end of the lesson in your book, beta. I want to tell you that these idioms are very much important to learn. How they are important to learn? It is very important to learn their meanings and their sentences. Class 8, if you remember beta, in class 9 as well, you all have studied the idioms, the phrases, and you use them in the sentences. In the same way now, you all are supposed to learn these idioms, their meanings and their sentences, because these idioms are given to you in your exams and you are supposed to use these idioms in the sentences with their meanings as well. So class 10, I am repeating once again, these idioms are very, very important to learn their meanings and their sentences. I am repeating once again, the meanings and sentences are very, very important for you to learn. So today's assignment is read the lesson carefully and thoroughly. Learn meanings of the difficult words. You will watch my recordings on the YouTube channel and you can get the meanings of these difficult words from my YouTube channel's recording. Learn the idioms with their meanings and use them in your own sentences. Acha, if you think that you are good enough to use these idioms in your own sentences, and good. Go ahead. But if you feel that you are not good in these things, sentences are already given in your books. Kindly learn the sentences that are given in your book. Okay? Beta, you can watch my recording. Nabil, you have joined me late, beta. Let me show you that slide. See, these are the meaning. When you will watch my recordings on YouTube channel, you can get the difficult words meanings over there. Nabil, am I clear to you now, beta? And about your attendance, I want to tell you that I have taken the screenshots. After your lecture, I will mark your attendance. I have taken the screenshot of your names. I will mark your attendance over there. Am I clear to you now, beta? Acha. Your responsibility, your duty for today's lecture is to learn all the important points regarding today's lecture. Number two, learn the meanings of difficult words. And number three, the idioms that have been given. These idioms, beta, you have to learn these idioms with their meanings and their sentences. To back out of something means to withdraw from an agreement. किसी एक मुहायदे से पीछे हट जाना. To beat about the bush, to go around the topic in order to avoid the point. इसका मतलब है इधर उधर की बातें करते रहना, जो असल बात है वो ना करना. To have a bone to pick with someone, it means that to have a grievance about something, किसी चीज के मामले में कोई ना कोई रंजिश होना, कोई ना कोई एतराज होना. To break the ice, to overcome shyness and put people at ease. इसका मतलब ये है कि झिझक को खत्म करना. ओके, खामोशी को तोड़ना, किसी के साथ दोस्ताना माहौल क्रिएट करना. बेटा, फिलहाल in this lesson 4 idioms are given to you and you all are supposed to learn these idioms with their meanings and their sentences. I am repeating once again, you all are supposed to learn these idioms with their meanings and their sentences, beta. Keep on learning these idioms with their sentences and their meanings kindly, because 6 numbers का ये question आपके पेपर में आता है. This question is given to you of 6 marks, where you are supposed to write the meanings of the idiom and you are supposed to write the sentences. Sentences are already given in your book. Kindly learn the given sentences. No need to make your own sentences, but if you feel that you are good enough to use these idioms in your own sentences, then go ahead. Okay, I hope I am clear to you now. This was all about today's lecture. Beta, I hope every